remember your name, but I want to reintroduce myself. I'm Dr. Don, and we've seen each other for a short while before, but I'm so glad that we have this time together.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, before we get started, let me explain that the interview that we're doing today is going to be a confidential meeting between you and I, okay? And we're going to be looking closely at some things. But first, I'd like to explain the limits of the confidentiality, because there are some limitations. And one of those limitations is that if you tell me that you're thinking about harming yourself, then that's a confidentiality I won't be able to keep.
I understand.
Okay? Another piece of information that you might share with me is that someone may be trying to harm you or hurt you, or have harmed you or hurt you. That's another limit to the confidentiality. I won't be able to keep that confidential. And lastly, if you are planning on hurting someone else, we won't be able to keep that confidential. Okay, do you understand?
I do.
Great, because all three of those situations involve harming yourself or someone else, and we cannot keep that confidential. We'll need to bring other people to bear in those situations. But other than confidential, and will be between you and I, okay?
Thank you.
All right, great. So one of the first things I want to do is to get to know you better, Elizabeth. And so would you please tell me a little bit about why you're here today?
Well, doctor, I've been feeling a little off kilter. Sometimes I'm in a good mood, sometimes I'm not. We recently went on a spending spree, and my husband noticed there was money missing out of our account.
Okay. Now, pause here for a minute. Pause here. Elizabeth, can you tell me a little bit about how you've been feeling and what brings you here?
Well, doctor, I just haven't been feeling myself. I've been a little down. Don't feel like getting up out of the bed. It's been a little difficult for me. And I don't even feel like going to work. Sometimes I stay in the bed all day. Just unlike me. But that's how I'm feeling.
Now, how long have you been feeling this way?
For a couple of weeks.
Okay. Have you missed time off work?
No, but I pushed myself to go. But I really am not involved in it when I get there.
Okay.
I just feel a little off kilter.
How would you label those feelings when you say, I hear you say off kilter, but tell me a little bit more about really what that's like. What do you?
I feel a little depressed.
Okay.
I'm sad. Just not myself.
What about your everyday activity? How does that look?
Well, I've managed to get to work, but that's probably the full extent of my day. Because it takes me forever to get up, get involved, take a shower, get dressed, eat a little something. With a great effort that I accomplish whatever I've done during the day. And I'm down. My mental state is down. Depressed.
Do you live alone, Elizabeth?
No, I'm married.
Okay. Now, so Has your spouse noticed anything different about you?
Well, if he has, it's generally because the bank account is a little down. It's not what he has expected it to be. And, you know, doctor, sometimes I don't even feel like having him around.
Wow.
I'm just managing.
Okay. Now, if I were to, if we had a scale that goes from 0 to 10, 10 being very depressed, where would you say you are on that scale? Or depressed or sad? Where are you right now on that scale?
Doctor, I feel like I'm 9.
Wow. Okay. Now tell me about your sleeping and your eating habits.
It's off the norm. I don't feel hungry. I feel like I'm just waning, just getting by. Then other times I'll eat, but it really doesn't sustain me. That's out of the ordinary for me. I love food.
Okay.
And right now, it's the farthest thing from my mind.
Okay. What about your sleeping habits?
I'm restless, tossing, turning. My spouse has noticed that
Okay.
because he has to get up early in the morning, and my tossing interferes with his sleeping.
Okay.
So I'm just being challenged right now.
Are you currently taking any medications?
No, I'm not.
Okay. What about, are you like self-medicating? Are you taking any alcohol or
No,
any other substances?
no.
Okay. All right. And Elizabeth, are you always feeling down?
No, in fact, a few weeks ago, I called a girlfriend up and said I wanted to go on a spending spree.
A spending spree?
I did.
Tell me about that.
Well, I went by, picked her up. We went out and I picked up a few things. She said it was really quite out of the ordinary for me. She was right. But
Because,
nonetheless, I felt like that.
okay,
I was excited.
okay. You felt like going out and spending money.
I did.
And did you do that?
I did. I regretted it later.
Okay.
My husband found that we had some money missing out of our account. Money that shouldn't have been missing because we needed it.
Okay.
And I had to return some things I really wanted.
Okay.
But he was right. But it was fun while it lasted. My friend said, this is so out of the ordinary. In hindsight, I remember her saying that many times in my mind. It's so out of the ordinary for you. What are you doing? But at the time, it made complete sense to me.
Sort of out of character for you.
Yes.
Now, how long did that feeling of, wanting to go on a spending spree and things, how long did that last?
Almost a full day.
Okay.
It was exciting. It gave me some joy. I was happy.
Okay. And then, as we go further into our interview, Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you some specific questions. Maybe they may not make any sense to you, but I'd like you to do your best to answer them as best you can. And I'm going to note your answers, okay? So if you see me writing, I'm just writing down your responses to these
I
questions,
understand.
okay? Okay, what is today's date?
I'm not quite certain, Doctor. It was the 15th.
Well, what day is it?
Oh, today is Friday.
Okay. What month is it?
June.
June. Okay, good. What year is it?
2024.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm in Culver City.
Can you be a little bit more specific?
I'm in your office.
All right, and you've already told me you're in Culver City. What's your name? Your full name?
Elizabeth Woods.
What's your father's name?
Egbert Woods.
Can you spell his name for me?
Egbert.
Woods.
Yes.
And what's your mother's name?
Anna.
Anna?
Anna Woods.
When is your birthday?
July 9th, 1962.
Now, where were you born, Elizabeth?
Berkeley, California.
Do you remember when you finished elementary school?
I do.
What year was that?
1974.
Do you remember when you finished high school?
1980.
Now, I'm going to say some numbers, okay? And I want you to repeat them after me, okay? The first set of numbers is 695.
695.
438.
438.
129857.
Got it. Repeat that.
129857.
129857.
Very good. Now, I'm going to say some more numbers, but this time I want you to say the numbers back to me backwards. Okay? And I don't want you to worry about it. Just do the best you can. Okay? 837.
738.
9461.
1649.
73258.
Could you repeat that, please?
73258.
85273.
Now, I'm going to say some words this time, Elizabeth, and I want you to repeat these words after me.
All right.
So listen to the words first. Pencil, chair, alone, plate.
Pencil, chair, alone, plate.
Now, I want you, I'm gonna say some more words, and I want you to spell these words for me, okay?
Mhm.
Spoon.
SP, SPOON. I started to say zero.
Cover.
COVER.
Attitude.
ATTITUDE.
Procedure.
PROCEDURE.
Very good.
Spelling bee.
Yeah. Also, you used to be good at that, huh?
Yes,
All right. And you're still good at it, huh?
thank you.
Uh-huh. Now, tell me this. Who is the current president of the United States?
That would be Biden.
Okay, do you know his first name?
Jim.
Now, who was the president before Biden?
I don't like to say his name.
Can you spell it?
Rhymes with pump.
But can you spell his name?
TRUMP.
Okay.
Like a trunk.
Okay.
Man, I don't have one.
Do you ever see or hear things that other people don't see or hear? You said yes.
Yes.
What do you see or hear that others don't? I'm sorry?
Voices.
Voices. Give me an example of a voice that you hear that you don't think other people hear.
You don't have to get out of bed today. You don't need anything. You don't need people. You don't have to answer this phone. You don't have to return calls. You don't have to answer that doorbell.
How do you know others can't see or hear or can't hear these things? How do you know that?
Nobody's responding around you.
Do you ever think that the radio or television is speaking directly about you or directly to you?
No.
Has anyone ever tried to steal your thoughts or read your mind?
Not that I'm aware of, Doctor.
Can you name 6 large U.S. cities?
San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York,
That's 3.
how many did you say?
6.
Atlanta, Georgia,
That's 4.
Detroit, Michigan.
That's 5. One more, please.
Berkeley, California.
All right. What poisonous chemical is in automobile exhaust?
Petroleum?
Okay. In what way are a pencil and a computer alike? A pencil and a computer.
They record history.
How would you do if you found, or what would you do if you found a gun hidden in the bushes near you, near your home?
Call the police.
If you won $1 million, what would you do?
Go on a spending spree.
Go on a spending spree. What would you do if a person who is much smaller than you tried to pick a fight with you?
Dismiss them.
Now, what would you do if a person who is much bigger than you tried to pick a fight?
We call the police.
Now, what would you do if you had a close friend who obviously had a drug or alcohol problem?
Talk to them about getting help.
Okay. Insight and reliability are difficult to measure, right?
Yes.
But you can infer them from different situations. So let's look at some situations. Now, if you found a wallet on the street, what would you do?
Turn it into police department.
Say that again.
I would turn it into the police department.
So you try to find or get help
Let
to
them
find the
find
owner. Okay. Turn it into police department. All right. Now, so far, that's the end of our interview, Elizabeth. But tell me, do you have any questions for me?
No.
No? Okay. I really thank you for participating in this interview. There were some parts, I want to go back for a moment. There were some parts that that seemed harder for you.
I I do remember one thing.
Mm-hmm. Want to comment on it?
Didn't you ask me about cup chair and banana?
Oh, yes. Ah, and you remembered that.
Yes.
All right, cup, chair, and banana. Thank you so much for remembering that. Uh-huh. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions or comments that you have that you want to share at this moment?
No.
Okay. Thank you again for the interview. And we'll be talking with each other very soon.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you for helping me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Elizabeth, I asked you about the presidents, right? And you told me the current president is Biden. And you had a little difficulty with naming the president before him, but we got to it, which is President Trump. Now, do you remember who was president even before Trump was
Absolutely.
president? Who was president?
That would be Barack Obama.
Okay, uh-huh. And do you remember who was president before Barack Obama?
Let's see, who was that? Was that Bush?
Okay. Now, when you say Bush,
The son.
okay, Bush Jr. then.
Yeah. Yes, W.
Uh-huh. And do you remember who was president before
No.
Bush Jr.? Okay. That's
I
okay.
have to work on the elections. They just fly by in my mind.
Okay, okay. Um, Now I have some different kinds of questions for you, okay? How do you feel right now, right this very minute?
To be honest, doctor, I feel better being in here talking about how I've been feeling.
So you feel better than you did when you first walked in?
It's true.
Now, let's put that on a scale. Let's say 0 being the worst possible mood you could have, and 10 is the best possible mood. Where are you from 0 to 10? Now, what's the worst or lowest mood you've ever been in on that same kind of scale?
0.
And what was going on then to make you feel so down?
No energy. No joy.
No
No
energy
appetite.
and no joy.
No appetite.
Now, what would be a normal mood rating for you on a normal day?
At least a 9.
On a normal day?
On a normal day.
Now, tell me the best mood rating you think you've ever had on that same scale from 0 to 10.
Well, because you put a ceiling on it, I'd have to say a 10. When I've experienced that, the experiences I've had that have given me above a 10, be somewhere around 15.
Okay. Now, what was going on to help you have such a high mood?
My mother and father were alive. We were connecting and doing things all together. First time I went to Disneyland. The adventures of family. The connection at Thanksgivings. Growing up. Spelling bees. I had greater joy than a 10.
Very joy. How would you describe those times? As you said, above a 10, like
Family, excitement, anticipation, joy. A lot of joy. My father's uncle came here from Spain. The archdiocese called because he was a priest. Said, would you like to go to Disneyland? He said, let me ask my niece. He asked me. And we went to Disneyland for the first time. And guess what? I met Walt Disney.
yeah.
The park was closed down and they allowed us entrance. We had an escort. I'll
That's
always have that I'll always have that memory.
Wow. Now I've got a
He told me the next day.
okay. It's like being up 1 minute and very down the next.
Like a roller coaster going straight down.
Oh my. Now tell me this, Elizabeth. What are some of your strengths? You think? What are some things that you think you're really good at, and things that you feel like you're in control over?
I'm good with children. I have good organization skills.
You say you're good with children. Do you work? May I ask, do you work around
I
children?
do.
Okay, tell me about your work.
I work with special needs children.
Okay,
I enjoy it. Sometimes it may be challenging, but even a challenge is a good thing. But sometimes during these bouts, I'm not getting joy out of it.
okay. I take it that you did enjoy your work.
Oh, immensely.
Okay.
Something's going on with me. I'm not quite certain as to what it is. But I know I'm feeling differently from the norm.
Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now,
Thank you, though.